Donna, I think you make such a great point is that every one of us, I would imagine, yeah, I'm confident this is true, have felt like that we were misused, mistreated, maybe overpowered by somebody else and probably by a spiritual leader, a church pastor or leader, elder, something like that. I think that's probably true for every one of us, at least at some level. Okay, the point I want to make is, though, unless they actually hogtied you, tied your wrists together behind your back, and whisked you off in a kidnap mode, the fact that we got victimized or used was because in some manner we let them. Now, I realize that sounds harsh, but I've got to speak it from my personal experience. I'm not a woman, so I can't fully relate to a woman's experience, but I can relate to the soul matter of how my soul felt abused, overpowered. And why did I do that? How did it come to that? Because nobody hogtied me. Nobody told me I couldn't walk out the door. Nobody told me that they were on the throne of my life and that it would be hell if I didn't accept their words. I let them write upon me. Now, I'm sorry, this sounds kind of harsh, but from my experience, I got victimized or I got abused, and I'm just saying like spiritual abuse or emotional, that type of thing, because I allowed them to. Now, maybe I was too immature to know, or maybe, listen to this, I was too insecure to say anything. Now you say, well, then it's not your fault. No. Is Jesus on the throne of your life? Are you listening? It goes back to our point a while ago. Is our spirit man? Are we engaged with our spirit? Are we listening to our spirit? Have we allowed Jesus to be the supreme voice? Or did we allow another voice to take a position that led us into, well, I think they call that kind of dynamic codependency. I needed somebody to love me, and I hadn't allowed Jesus or fostered or nurtured that relationship where Jesus was enough. And so I allowed somebody else. Now, I know we could just paint all kinds of pictures out there and create what ifs and wherefores and possibilities, but I'm trying to get down to a core thing. And let me just say one more confession is, I think the last time I felt abused was about 30 some years ago, until about 5 years ago or 8 years ago. A new person came along, and I loved this person. I have to say, I unduly raised him up to a pedestal in my life. And I still love him. I still love him. I really do. But through no initiative or intention of his own, nor would I ever malign him or accuse him of trying to hurt me, I allowed him to hurt me. And the fact of the matter is, right now, he might not even know it. And I realize at this point, it is not important that he even know that. Honestly, because it was my codependency. I say unequivocally, I say unashamedly. Well, actually, I'm somewhat ashamed of it, but I say it boldly. It was my insecurity that allowed him to disappoint me, to hurt me. And like I said, he didn't do it intentionally in that case. But anyway, I'm just saying that every one of us, I think, do have, well, here, let's just quote Jesus, or let's just quote the scripture. No temptation is too great, but what we've been given a way of escape. Is that true? So, yeah. Anyway, we get the point. We're all leaders here.